Logical evening, everyone. Logical day, everyone. So this is 1st July, and what we need here is to read. So those who are joining for the first time, maybe those who are going through this for the first time, that means you should know what we have here in store. So the first part would be reading, the second part would be coming to the main idea, and the third part would be vocabulary. So, and what is required of you is that you go through these editorial explained or discussed daily on a daily basis. You're getting it. So do it daily only so that no work is pending. So the first July, the first article here we have is fraying the fabric. Let's see what is the meaning of fraying, but we'll see it through the passage only. So by discussing a minister without the consent of the Council of Ministers, a decision he had to put on hold within hours after the Union Home Ministry rightly advised him to seek legal opinion first. Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi has taken a step too far. Taken a step too far means going beyond what he should have done. So the issue is no longer about the propriety of someone facing serious corruption charges continuing in the ministry while a probe is underway. V. Senthil Village was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate on June 14 for an alleged job scam in 2015 and has subsequently been a minister without portfolio in the MK Stalin-led government. Certainly, propriety demands. Propriety means what is appropriate, what is proper. It demands that the CM should get him to step down. ठीक है उसे if he has been given no portfolio, right? So what is he supposed to do? So he should not be a minister then. But the governor's unilateral and unprecedented move has now posed a more urgent concern about gubernatorial overreach, right? That means something that is in the power of the governor is gubernatorial reach. The Constitution's letter and spirit. This is something that we have read many a times. It may come in your legal section of the test. It may come anywhere. In letter and in spirit. Letter means what is written in black and white, word to word. के हिसाब से चलेंगे तो उसे कहते हैं to follow it in letter. And to follow it something in spirit would mean the essence of it, the context of it. उसको contextually follow करेंगे किसी चीज को तो उसे कहते हैं in spirit. किसी को word to word अगर follow किया जाता है तो that is said to be following in letter. So now the Constitution's letter and spirit, as interpreted by several Supreme Court judgments, have laid out the limits on the powers of the Raj Bhavan vis-a-vis the elected government that Governor Ravi has so brashly overstepped. So bluntly he has overstepped, that is it. Now in Shamsher Singh versus State of Punjab 1974, a 7-judge constitutional bench of the SC said that the governor must exercise his powers only upon and in accordance with the aid and advice of their ministers. Right? This is what that bench said. Ministers की help से, ministers के advice पर ही उन्हें कोई decision लेना है या अपने powers को exercise करना है, use करना है. Save in a few well-known exceptional situations. Now, in February this year, in a case relating to the political crisis in Maharashtra, the SC cautioned the governor again against entering the political arena. He cannot exercise a power that is not conferred to him by the constitution or a law made under it. So the governor is apart from this politics. ठीक है वो किसी एक पर्टिकुलर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के नहीं होते हैं जैसे एक president नहीं होते हैं. In that way, so he said that he cannot exercise a power that is not conferred to him by the constitution or a law made under it. So this becomes the main power of the main sentence of this particular paragraph. Now, friction between Raj Bhavan and the elected government in a state is not new. Hostilities seem to have been visibly invigorated, however, in opposition-ruled states on the watch of the Narendra Modi-led center. Now, see, what he's saying here is the friction, right? That means a friction between the governor and the council of ministers. ये होता ही रहता है, ठीक है? और mainly कहाँ पे होगा? Invigorated means to strengthen. to bring in new vigor. देखो in plus vigor, and vigor is energy, strength. तो ये और स्ट्रांग हो जाता है. क्या स्ट्रांग हो जाता है? ये झगड़ा ना, they are at loggerheads in that way, the elected government and the governor, right? So it becomes visibly invigorated. However, in the opposition rule states, मतलब सेंटर में बीजेपी है और स्टेट में अगर कांग्रेस है, सेंटर में बीजेपी है और स्टेट में आप पार्टी है, so that is the friction is going to be worse, बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगी, intense हो जाएगा. Even so, the Governor Ravi stands out in the dismal list of governors who have quoted controversy for displaying a grave misunderstanding of the constitutional position and role. So grave means serious. उनकी misunderstanding बहुत ज्यादा है. किस बात की? उनके position को लेके, उनके powers को लेके, right? So that is their constitutional position. And if you remember, those who have been following this for the last 2-3 months also, so they would have read about what Tamil Nadu governor did. Then we had an example of the Kerala governor also sometimes doing something. And even this, what we mentioned in the previous paragraph, this Shamsher Singh versus State of Punjab, इसका mention भी उस article में किया था 2 से 3 महीने पहले, when he is saying, he was talking about, say, around March or April. Right. So we would have done that passage again, that article in that month also. So even before the attempted dismissal of the ministers, Governor Ravi had made news for the wrong reasons in Tamil Nadu. In January, he became the first governor in the state to skip portions of the text of his address. January it was, sorry, to the assembly, which is by convention the government's statement of intent. Statement of intent means what the government, the elected government, that means the ministers of the state, what they would want to tell the people of what they are going to do in the coming days. तो इनका statement of intent है, what they intend doing. तो स्टेट में क्या क्या चेंजेस लेके आने वाले हैं, स्टेट में क्या क्या नया करने वाले हैं, किस तरीके से वो अपना काम बताएंगे. तो दैट वाज ऑल व्हाट वाज गिवन, एंड दे वर टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्टेटमेंट. दिस इज द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ इंटेंट that is given to them to read, given to the governor to read, but it is from the side or on behalf of the minister, that is chief minister and its council. So read this sentence. He became the first governor in the state to skip the portions of his text of his address to the assembly, which is by convention, matlab tradition, the government's statement of intent. When the chief minister objected, he left the house in a huff. जल्दी से चले गए. हाँ, अब जनवरी के एपिसोड्स एक बार पढ़ लेना तो you will get. At a public event the same month, he suggested that Tamizhagam is a more appropriate name for Tamil Nadu. A proposal he had to hastily walk back after it provoked outrage across the political spectrum, including in the ranks of the state BJP. So now if he is coming up with such a declaration, then he has to eat his words back. ठीक है, वापस लेना पड़ा उन्हें. क्यों? क्योंकि जो स्टेट में बीजेपी है उसको भी गुस्सा आया. Now in a state born of a movement of linguistic sub-nationalism, and in which Tamil sub-nationalism is now at ease with the Indian nationalism and the federal compact, so Governor Ravi's tone deafness has threatened to stoke spectres buried long ago. मतलब नेशनलिज्म इंडिया और उसके बाद सब नेशनलिज्म तमिलनाडु वाली. ठीक है, तो जब तमिलनाडु बोल के तमिलनाडु का नाम रखा है, if now all are comfortable with the thing, then why change it to Tamizhagam? ठीक है, तो इतना मतलब understand, this was a proposal, he had to hastily walk back. मतलब वापस ले लेना पड़ा प्रपोजल. क्यों? बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स पॉलिटिकल द प्रॉब्लम दैट वाज क्रिएटेड, आउटरेज मतलब गुस्सा. इन अ स्टेट बॉर्न ऑफ अ मूवमेंट ऑफ लिंग्विस्टिक सब नेशनलिज्म, मतलब तमिल लैंग्वेज की वजह से ये तमिलनाडु बना है, तो लिंग्विस्टिक रीजंस की वजह से ये स्टेट बना है. और तमिल सब नेशनलिज्म इज नाउ एट ईज विद द इंडियन नेशनलिज्म. ठीक है, एवरीथिंग इज ओके, देन व्हाई स्टोक द फायर्स अगेन? तो स्ट्रोक का मतलब होता है वापस उस चिंगारी को धीरे धीरे इन्फ्लेम करना, उसे भड़काना. ठीक है, तो फिर ऐसे स्पेक्टर्स बनेंगे जो कि बहुत पुराने समय में बने थे इस पूरे एपिसोड पर. एंड इट इज लाइक what you say, the getting back or thinking of or remembering those bad days. या क्योंकि कोई भी चीज होती है तो बड़े प्रॉब्लम के साथ एंड देन यू बिकम कंफर्टेबल. तो वो जो प्रॉब्लम वाले डेज होते हैं वहां तक वापस लेके जाना. तो समथिंग दैट वाज बरीड लॉन्ग अगो, ही इज स्टोकिंग अ फायर, मतलब वापस से वो से जिंदा या उस चिंगारी को आग बना रहे हैं इन दैट वे. So this was not to be done, not to be tolerated also. So before becoming Tamil Nadu Governor, Ravi, who as a police officer had a long stint in the Intelligence Bureau, served as Nagaland Governor, where he played a role in negotiating a peace accord with this. Now that CV should have given him a keen sense of the system, its constituent parts and the lines between them. It hasn't. लाइंस बिटवीन देम का मतलब कि उनकी डिमार्केटिंग लाइंस होती हैं, सिस्टम समझना चाहिए था उन्हें, पर उन्होंने नहीं समझा था. वो नागालैंड के गवर्नर रह चुके थे, मतलब ही वाज ऑलरेडी देयर इन द सिस्टम, ही शुड हैव अंडरस्टूड दैट ही इज क्रॉसिंग द लाइंस, बट ही डिड नॉट. So this governor clearly refuses to learn from his mistakes. So the center needs to rethink his continuance in office as he further frays the center-state federal fabric and sets all the wrong precedents. Now you can understand the meaning of phrase, fraying the center-state federal fabric. तो फेडरल सिस्टम जो है हमारा कि सेंटर अपने हिसाब से सही है और स्टेट अपने हिसाब से सही है, और वट एवर इट इज दे आर कंफर्टेबल विथ ईच अदर, दे आर in sync there. Why is this governor now violating those lines, crossing those lines, and bringing a disorder or a chaos then? He is not learning from his lessons. And what does the center need to do? It needs to rethink his continuance in the office. That means whether he should remain the governor or no. And if he remains, he is going to further tear the fabric apart. राइट नाउ फ्रेइंग द फैब्रिक वुड मीन कि एक फैब्रिक ऐसे और ऐसे करके क्रॉस में वीव होता है, ठीक है, और धीरे धीरे उसे थ्रेडवेयर कर देना, मतलब एकदम से बिल्कुल जैसे व्हेन यू ओवर वेयर अ क्लॉथ देन इट बिकम्स थ्रेडवेयर, इट इज सेड. सो इट इज फ्रेइंग द सेंटर स्टेट फेडरल फैब्रिक, उसको खराब कर रहा है एंड sets a wrong precedent. That means sets a wrong example, because that is what the problem is going to be then, right? So now if you have understood this, we can come to the main idea. Clearly, the TN governor, R.N. Ravi, doesn't learn from his mistake, and they should think of a new job for him. इसका मतलब कुछ नया उनके लिए सोचना चाहिए, मतलब अब उसे गवर्नर नहीं रहने देना चाहिए. That is what the author is saying. So why that was also visible in the last two lines of the passage. Let's see what words we have here. Propriety is something that is proper. You can understand it. Appropriate. Subsequently, there's a word sub and there's another root word sequi. तो सब का मीनिंग होता है अंडर और सीक्वी का मीनिंग होता है सीक्वल, इन लाइन, नेक्स्ट इन लाइन. Right? You know the word sequence, you know the word sequel, you know the word consequent. Right? So there is one root word and one prefix here. So subsequently is next in line. Ensuing, हमने शायद 2 दिन पहले एक ensue वर्ड किया था, तो एक follow होता है इसका मीनिंग और ensue. Unilateral में we have this prefix uni. Uni means one, right? Single, one. So यूनिटरी मेथड होता है. मैथ्स में अगर तुमने किया होगा कभी, यूनिटरी मेथड होता है. एंड यूनिफॉर्म हो जाता है जो तुमने स्कूल में पहना है, तो आर्मी में पहनी जाती है, जो पुलिस में पहनी जाती है, वो सब यूनिफॉर्म्स होते हैं. राइट. Gubernatorial is related to the governor. Brashly is like very harshly. Invigorated में vigor word आ जाता है. Vigor is strength, to re-energize. Controversy में we have the word contra. Contra means opposite. And verse is to turn. Right? तो controversy, A ने B से कहा कुछ. Right? So there was a controversy. That means they did not come down to the same, they did not agree on the same thing, same opinion. So there was a controversy between the two. Grave is a very serious matter, very grim. Grim हम serious mood हो जाता है, ठीक है, और grave serious matter हो जाता है, तो उसकी gravity बोलते हैं, gravity of the situation, right? Subnationalism, I helped you understand it. इंडिया एक नेशन है, उसका सब नेशन हो जाता है तमिलनाडु, तो सब नेशनलिज्म आ जाएगा वो. स्टोक इज टू गिव राइज टू, स्टोक द फायर होता है, जैसे राइट यू मस्ट हैव सीन इन ओल्ड मूवीज और इन ओल्ड इंग्लिश प्लेसेस ऑल्सो, जहाँ पे सेटिंग एक इंग्लिश मूवीज की होती है, वहां पे एक फायर प्लेस होता है, ठीक है, तो उस फायर प्लेस में जैसे फूक मारेंगे, या कभी एक रूरल सेटिंग होती है तो उसको सिगड़ी होती है जो कि मिट्टी से बनी हुई रहती है, तो उसमें फूक मारते हैं तो इट द फ्लेम्स वुड बी देयर, राइट, तो चिंगारी को फ्लेम में बदल देना उसे स्टोकिंग कहते हैं. स्पेक्टर्स आर बैड साइट्स यू कैन से, एंड स्टिंट इज द टाइम दैट इज स्पेंट इन अ पर्टिकुलर पोजिशन. Right, for how much time you were there in the position as a secretary and all, तो वो आपका extent माना जाएगा, right? So that's all for today, and if you have not been following this regularly, daily, kindly do so. This is going to be a help to you. Automatically your vocabulary is going to be enriched. तुम लोग इतना भी पढ़ लेते हो और एक और आर्टिकल के डिफिकल्ट वर्ड्स तुम लोग लिख लेते हो एक नोटबुक में, fine. Most of the words you will come across again. And those who are doing it are benefiting. They come and tell me. Right? So I would suggest that yes, kindly start doing it if you're not doing it. So that's all for today. Thank you. And have a very logical day ahead and a logical weekend. And the next week also should be very great for you. Thank you.